Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee and Conversation right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I'm joined today by Craig Norris, CEO of Victoria International Marina in Canada. How are you, Craig?
Pretty good, Ria. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. This is really exciting for me because as a fellow Canadian, Canada isn't really well known for its yachting or for its super yachts or any of that. Even crew, we're not really well known for it within the yachting industry. So when you came across my radar, I really wanted to bring you on board and I wanted to know more about Victoria International Marina. It's a fairly new marina, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. 30 years in the making, just due to it's really hard to build things in today's regulatory environment, but took us 5 years to construct, 28 slips, $42 million, and we have a world-class facility.
Well, the one thing that you really did stay true to when building this was the environment.
Absolutely, certainly. I mean, it was easier for me. My background is environmental science and planning and development. So this project was an opportunity to really put a life's worth of, experience to work in something that I could direct myself. Fantastic owners that helped me do that or gave me the freedom to do that. And we really, right from the very beginning, we had a value statement that included, our take on the environment, all our decisions on every single material that was put into this thing, every plan, every process went through that filter, and we discussed how it was going to impact that, and really from a sustainability perspective, both social, environmental, and economic. So we didn't compromise on any one. We really did balance and tried to go through that process with everything. And what popped out the other side just made sense. But you're right. As others came and looked at it, they went, "Wow, look what you've done here." And we said, "Well, it's what made sense."
Is it safe to say that it is possibly the greenest marina in the world?
Yes, I think it's safe to say that. We had a commie even come here a trip, and the leaders in marina design, and they were scouring the docks and had lots of good questions. There was a couple things that they were quick to poke at and say, "Hey, why did you do that? That's not environmentally friendly." And like I said, there's some compromises that had to be made, but all in all, when they took a look at the whole thing, it is world class in the way it's been designed and its thoughts about how it integrates with the local environment as well. So not alone the design of the materials and everything, but how it fits locally in the environment here. We've seen a resurgence of fish and crustaceans and birds and stuff. Like, it's unbelievable how the ocean has responded to our reclamation of this entire property. So Victoria is an industrial, or was an industrial shorefront, as many big cities are around the world that were port cities. And this was an opportunity to clean that up and see it respond. Has been incredible.
Can you give us one example of what you've done greener with your marina than others have not in the past?
Oh boy. Well, any of the materials that are used on the marina from the get-go, so are environmentally friendly, low in metal content. We've considered plastics as well. So there's very little. All of the metal in the marina is stainless steel, and all checked and verified. So nothing's rusting. There's no metal coming off this marina at all. There's not going to be any heavy metals entering the ocean. It is concrete, which has its own issues, but we were able to condition that concrete a little bit differently with a few different chemicals. Now we are testing pieces, so we're seeing how they respond. So durability will be another question we'll answer over the long term on some of these new processes. But back to the plastic one, high density polyethylene is used throughout the marina. It's the most recyclable plastic that we have. But it's a better complement to steel because we don't have to have anodes everywhere that are decomposing into the ocean. So that's one example. There's plenty more.
Well, I mean, it's really exciting because, as you know, the yachting industry as a whole is really looking towards the environment now, how they can make changes. We're seeing Just the other day, I did a story, a catamaran that is coming out that is powered entirely by solar and electric. So the industry as a whole is saying, you know what, we still want to live our best lives, but we want to do it while being kinder to the earth around us. And it's exciting to see that you at Victoria International Marina have the capability of building something that is world class. Yet still being kind to the environment, because I think in the past sometimes the arguments has been in order to provide the services that we need to provide, we can't take those steps, but you've proven that not to be true.
Oh, there's things you can do. I mean, we also have a program with our local educate. We try to tie everything back to education as well, and the youth and getting them involved. And we have a youth program with 2 high schools here who are building reef balls and doing studies of the water around the marina. We actually have 4 reef balls built by high school students that are in the marina in areas that the moorage is not important to depth. We have the depth actually. And that's helping with fish spawn and the life coming back through. But it's also connecting the up and comers of the ocean, right, and giving them, you know, attack at their interest and showing that we can not only can we have the uses of marina, but we can also be doing something. We don't have to just sit back. Even our docks, we encourage growth on them. And one thing we learned is that the local sea otter population, which traditionally in marina world is a royal pain in the ass, because of what they do to the top of your dock. But what they do to the side of your dock is they graze the dock for all the early, you know, adopters to the side of the dock, which are the weeds. Just like when you know, obliterate your lawn, if you just had dirt, all the weeds would grow in first. And if you just keep letting them go, they'll take over. But if you cut them down, you'll see other species come in like grass. And that's exactly what happened to the side of our docks is they entered in equilibrium and now we don't have to adjust or remove any of that biomass off the side of the docks because the wildlife is doing that for us.
The way nature is intended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me a bit about Future Oceans Foundation. That is something that is participated by or created by Victoria International Marina.
Yeah. Well, it's got a long story in how it started, but really it was us trying to do something about a problem we noticed. Just due to the currents and the way things work in the Victoria Harbor, we were catching a lot of plastics in the facility. So we were getting these eddies would form and they get trapped by our fingers in the marina, and we were pulling plastic out of our marina like crazy. So we contacted a local company out of Vancouver, really a warrior in this business, doing plastics cleanup, and that's Chloe Dubois. At the Ocean Legacy Foundation in Vancouver, and she was doing amazing work. We called her up and said, hey, what can we do? And then she introduced us to her business, and then we wanted to help her. So there became a mutual benefit there. We were also working at the same time to look at how we could provide an experience to some of our guests. And we were looking at the fashion industry and doing a fashion show because essentially we've got giant runways. And because we're a dedicated facility to yachts, large yachts, we looked at something that was compatible with the lifestyle. And anyway, so we came up with a fashion show, and the fashion show was going to be a place where we could educate people on the impact of ocean plastics, but also apply it to fashion, because fashion is actually one of the #1 contributors to microplastics to the ocean. And we're all guilty of it. We all wash our clothes, hopefully. And bits of those clothes end up in the ocean eventually. And that is the #1 contributor. It's not the big stuff you see floating, it's the little stuff. Anyway, we challenged designers from all around the world to come up with designs using actual ocean plastics, and these were pieces of art really, and a way to communicate the issue, and that you could take something and awful and make it beautiful again, reuse, recycle, upcycle. But they also had to come up with a fashion line that was going to be functional, something that they could sell that used eco-sensitive or ocean-sensitive plastics and or materials, and they did that as well. And these 10 designers showcased those on the docks of the marina on July 1st on Canada Day. And it was absolutely fascinating. Anyway, we formed the foundation after that in light of it, because we got so much interest around the globe to the issue and to what we were doing about it to raise money to help the cause, and really looking at tying the ultra high net worth community and super yachting into that cause really worked well. So we wanted to keep that alive and keep promoting it in different countries as well.
Well, and you have all the social media sites. And of course, at the end of this interview, I will make sure that I provide all of those social media
Yeah.
sites because it is stunning just to see some of the visuals and some of the videos that have come out of the first edition. Absolutely phenomenal. And it's a shame that I wasn't there for it because I was invited, actually. I was in Kelowna, unfortunately, not in
Oh, no.
Victoria. A little bit far away, but maybe next year, maybe next year.
Yes.
But you have something else coming up as well, the first ever Pacific Superyacht Forum.
Yes. So yeah, June 28th, 29th, 30th. And there's a halo on either side of those as around of what people can do. We're working with the Superyacht Group. They are the lead on this, and we are their partner to host the first Pacific Superyacht Forum, and a sister to the Superyacht Forum that is held in Amsterdam every year. And the idea of this one is really promote and take a hard look at the Pacific Ocean as a potential for growth, and maybe one of the biggest potentials, in my opinion, for growth of this business, and really get those C-suite people of all the businesses that operate in the industry out here to see what there is out here and see the Pacific, and also to listen to the customer that's out here and really showcase that. So we want to play host. We want to show them what we got and show that we can help, and they can be a huge part of really growing the top line here.
Well, this is something that we talked about off camera. Myself being Canadian and sort of researching the audio industry daily, 7 days a week at the moment. The ultra high net worth individual right now, they are looking more towards excursions. They are looking more towards exploring and going places that have been prior untouched, the beauty of nature. When you take a look at the Canadian marketplace, there are only 2 super yachts in all of existence for yacht charter. This is changing. And why is it that people don't know that what Canada has to offer is exactly what they are scouring the planet for, but it's always been there and in huge quantity?
I think and one of the cliches of the Canadian is we're always saying sorry and thank you and please, and we're very apologetic to any of our weaknesses, not alone advertising our strengths. So we do a really poor job of marketing what we have. I mean, the truth of the matter is there's 27,000 kilometers of coastline between Seattle and Ketchikan, Alaska. The entire coastline of Australia is only 25,000 kilometers. So I mean, just shows you how big and how vast it is up here. It's safe. It's beautiful. It's untouched relatively. It's got a whole host of First Nations cultural experiences just waiting all up and down the coast. It's a bit of a secret because why we do a poor job of advertising it. It's just plain and simple. Not to mention that people that do come here, and this happens all over the world in beautiful places, is that people come here and then they don't tell that many people about it because they don't want to wreck it for themselves and have more people that move here. So once they move, or once they come, it's a not in my backyard. I'll save this wonderful experience for myself. So I think there's a little bit of that going on as well.
Well, it's, you now have the former prince. I guess they can't even be called the prince anymore. He's lost his title, but they've just moved to Victoria. So it looks like Prince Harry and Meghan, it looks like you're going to be put on the map, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we have a lot of people like those two, that couple, who live in and around Victoria. It is a place to come and get out of that. Canadians, by their very nature, will see someone walking down the street that may be famous. You may get 1 or 2 people asking for an autograph, but really, that's just not part of the culture. We're not chasing down anyone. Everyone's here for the lifestyle that is here. We run one of the best, I'll say, lifestyles in the world. And no one's going to compromise that, and nobody's here to do that. So there's a lot more than the 2 of them too. So, but that certainly helps market the region, and I'm glad they came, and I hope they're enjoying themselves here. Hopefully they'll get a chance to visit us sometime, and we can show them a good time. But that's
I'm sure
the
they
case.
will.
we're getting those people in all the time. A lot of actors and actresses are coming up from San Diego and San Francisco, and only just discovering some of this region. But and a lot of them, once they come and experience it, also build a home up here, and don't really tell anyone about it. But yeah.
Well, so for those of them out there that think that Canada is actually frozen 12
Mm,
months out of the year, what do you have to say?
we are not. Uh, I could turn the camera to look outside, and we have cherry blossoms on our trees right outside here right now. So, I mean, it is a temperate climate here, especially Victoria. We don't get a lot. We don't even get a lot of rain here because we are in the rain shadow of a giant mountain range. But it is a protected area. We don't have ice all year. I have to laugh because we had the Superyacht group out last year, and we had the worst storm in 50 years, or it was more like 80 years, and the highest tides in 50. And we got a lot of snow on the day that they arrived to tour Victoria, because we were showing them how we could host the forum. And we were joking about the harbor being ice free. I think off camera I told you a story about how a couple captains in Amsterdam asked me if we were ice free in the wintertime, and which is just shocking, but not. People hear Canada and they hear snow and ice, which we don't. We rarely, if ever, get snow in Victoria. We did last year, and somebody had built a snowman, I think, and pushed it into the water. And I kid you not, as we were talking to the Superyacht group, this snowball floated by in the water. So it was ice in the Victoria Harbor, just like I said, there never had been. So, but that's about the closest thing you would ever get. And actually, on that day, we were sitting out on the deck with them, having a drink and in the sunlight. So yeah. Yeah,
Well,
no.
and there was another point that you were raising too, is that the amount of hours of daylight, so cruising time essentially, are far greater in that area.
Yeah, one of the advantages of coming north is you get longer days. So you're getting 17-hour days in the summertime, or a little bit more even. And the farther north you go, the longer those days get. And so you're getting a lot of extra time in the day to experience outside, be outside. And maybe that's a little bit why we're such outdoorsy people up here, is because we got a lot of time to do that in the summertime. And here, a fun fact about temperatures: when you get up to the Desolation Sound areas, there's actually places where the water gets to 23 degrees Celsius in the summertime. So it's pool water up there, and it's not as freezing as everyone thinks. Now, I would not jump in the water outside my office here right now, and we're even south of that. But it just depends on where you are, but it is here. It's not vacant. It's not frozen.
Well, I mean, you guys have the capabilities of Victoria International Marina to take care of everything. If somebody is thinking about possibly getting their yacht there to keep in the marina 12 months out of the year, if they are looking to charter a yacht, you folks have the expertise, or some person with the expertise, to take care of that, as well as if they need provisioning, if they have events. You have somebody available for absolutely everything that anybody may need with their yacht or super yacht.
Yeah, I mean, we're really talking about kickstarting or fueling an industry here, starting something. So we've had to become ambassadors of everything and professionals at everything. Now, a lot of those skill sets existed around here. We're a conduit where you can call and say, hey, I want to do this. And we're gonna make all that happen for you. Whether or not you want to ship your boat here and charter it, whether you want to come here to try to charter a vessel around here, whether you want to buy a vessel here, whether you want to, on and on and on it goes. If you have a question, you want to be on the water, you want to move your vessel here, you want to have a certain experience, and you want to tell us about what kind of thing your family's interested in, we're going to make that happen. We're going to customize things for you. So we have a full executive concierge here that takes care of all that stuff. So not only the docking and the moorage, which is just a small piece of it. The rest of it is around creating that experience for you.
And probably the best damn smoked salmon on the face of the planet.
Yes, one of my favorites. The cuisine is something I know. We even have an on-site restaurant that's a partner with us, and their whole focus is to cater to that. They even work with some of the chefs that come in on chartered yachts. So we have a whole experience where the chefs can share. And if a chef is on a vessel and wants to say, hey, I want to provide some unique stuff for my guests as we move north with foods that are available in the local area, they'll share recipes, they'll talk and give them pointers along the way. So it's really about creating something absolutely magnificent for that guest on that boat.
So are we going to be seeing you doing any of the yacht tours, the yacht show tours at all? Are you going to be promoting Victoria International Marina in, say, for example, Palma in the spring or Monaco?
Yes, my hope is to be in Monaco this year. More talking about our foundation and working through that, but I will be promoting the marina. I go to Florida every year for FLIBS. I'm in Australia for the Superyacht Rendezvous. I go there. I try to mix it up a little bit every year, because if I went to every show, I would do nothing else. But another one's the some charter shows this year is probably we're going to spend some time in communicating the charter rules in both the U.S. and Canada, so we can get rid of some bad stigma there. There's definitely some difficulties in both countries on that. So that next year probably that's going to be my focus, is to be out there and remove some of that stigma on the charter rules in the U.S. and Canada.
Well, I'm really excited about everything that is going on here because, you know, like I said, it is time that Canada was seen for the jewel that it is. It is time that somebody finally stepped out of the traditional Canadian sort of mindset and said, you know what, we're really damn proud of what we've done, and we have done something exceptional. Come and see it and come and enjoy it and come and be part of it.
No, absolutely. As we watch guests, we haven't had a disappointed client through the marina yet, and the smiles they have on their faces and their families and their guests that are on board, and they're not disappointed, and almost every single one of them has said we're coming back. So we just ask them to say that to as many people as they can, because they're our best marketers, because really their experiences or speak for themselves. We don't, we'll do our best to get out there and tell people and try to convince them, but as we build that base, we need those guys out there talking and telling stories. So you'll see a little bit of that from us as well.
Well, I'm going to make sure to get all of the details, your social media accounts, and make sure to get that out there through my forums. As well, what I have asked for is as many photographs of travels throughout the Pacific Northwest Passage that I can get my hands on. I'm going to pair it with some music, and I'm going to put together a little bit of a clip, I think, that I will put up on our YouTube channel, Facebook, IGTV, for people to really get a true glimpse into the pristine beauty. I'm blessed because I have traveled through there many a time. It is my home as well. And I think until I saw some of the pictures that you had sent me, I had forgotten, I think, the pure beauty that is out there. And I think it's well worth showing the world in general what they can actually expect to see.
No, that's absolutely, and we even get complacent here. Everybody does. They think everybody knows what they have, and that it's just normal. But as you travel the world, I really notice we do have something absolutely unique and grand, and it is worth sharing. And it turns out that the yachting community and the consumer now is actually looking for that type of experience. So everything's melding up to support that. So yeah.
Well, it's your time. I got to say, just the simple fact that you are the most environmentally friendly marina in the world, that is, Victoria International Marina is the most environmentally friendly marina in the world. That's really exciting news. Craig, I must say thank you ever so much for joining us.
No problem, Marina. Thank you so much.
This has been Craig Norris, CEO of Victoria International Marina in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. We've been very proud to host you. My name is Ria. You have been listening to Coffee and Conversation. Stay tuned for more episodes right here on Yachting International Radio.